Hey, Money Mike here. Quick question. Do you earn more than you used to but somehow feel less free? That is not just in your head. It is a money trap hiding inside your own paycheck. Today we pull it apart and find the way out. Let's get into it. A group of researchers once followed sugarcane farmers in India for a full year. These farmers get paid once a year, all at once, right after the harvest. So for a few months before that check, they are broke, and for a few months after, they are flush. The researchers gave them the same intelligence tests in both stretches, same farmers, same brains. Before the harvest, while money was tight, they scored dramatically lower. After the harvest, with cash in hand, they scored high. The gap was huge. Being short on money cost them about 13 points of measured intelligence. Let that sink in. Not lazier, not less careful, measurably less able to think clearly purely because money was scarce. That is the same hit you would take from losing a whole night of sleep, or from drinking before the test. Nothing about the farmers changed. The only thing that changed was how much money was in their pocket. And that is the strange, uncomfortable truth. Being short on money does not just empty your wallet, it quietly taxes your mind. Let me show you exactly how that tax works, and how to widen your lens so it stops running your decisions. It starts with something called tunneling. Your mind has a spotlight. It can only really light up one thing at a time. Whatever sits in that spotlight gets your best thinking. Whatever falls outside it basically stops existing for you. When money is tight, scarcity grabs that spotlight and refuses to let go. Every spare thought gets pulled toward the bill that is due, the balance that is low, the number that does not add up. You know this feeling. It is the night before rent is due, when you cannot think about anything else, no matter how hard you try. There is actually an upside to this. Under pressure, you can focus on that urgent problem like a laser. But a spotlight that bright leaves everything around it in the dark. The bill due on Friday crowds out the checkup you keep skipping, the form for your kid, the plan for next year. Those things are not less important. They are just outside the tunnel, where your attention can no longer reach them. Scarcity does not make you focus on the wrong things. It makes you focus on one thing and go blind to all the rest. And here is what that tunnel quietly costs you. The researchers call it a bandwidth tax. Think of your mind like a phone. You only have so much memory to run things at once. And when too much is running, things start to crash. You forget the appointment. You miss the email. You make the silly mistake that costs you. When money is tight, worry runs in the background all day long. A tab you can never quite close. It is there in line at the store. It is there at your kid's game. It is there at 2 in the morning. That open tab is why money stress makes you forget things, lose your patience, and feel foggy at exactly the wrong moments. In one study, people were asked to imagine their car needed a repair. For some, a small one. For others, $1,500. Then everyone took a quick thinking test. The wealthier people scored the same either way. But the people who were already stretched thin scored much lower the moment the repair got expensive. Just imagining a money problem they could not solve was enough to eat their bandwidth on the spot. Now stack that on top of a real life, with a job and kids and 100 small fires. The tax never stops being charged. So let me say the part that matters. It is not that being broke means you are bad with money. It is that being short on money makes almost anyone worse at almost everything. Now watch how that plays out in real life. When you are tunneled, you stop planning and you start juggling. You deal with whatever is closest to catching fire, and you let the rest hang in the air. The trouble is, the loudest problem is rarely the most important one. But scarcity does not care about important. It only cares about loud. And the fastest way to put out today's fire is almost always to borrow from tomorrow. You take the payday loan. You pay only the minimum. You skip the oil change and the dentist. You move money from one card to another. You rob next week to survive this one. You promise yourself you will fix it properly later. Each of those choices makes perfect sense inside the tunnel, and each one makes next month a little tighter. That is how scarcity becomes a spiral. The patch you use today is the new problem you face tomorrow. The late fee lands on top of the late fee. The skipped repair becomes the big repair. So you stay one step behind, juggling the same handful of problems, never getting the quiet you need to climb out. The trap was never just a lack of money. The trap is a tunnel that hides the very moves that would set you free. And here is something worth sitting with. This is not only about money. Scarcity does the same thing, no matter what you are short of. Think about your most impossibly busy week. Too much to do, not enough hours. You tunnel on the next deadline and you let the rest of your life slide. You skip the gym. You snap at the people you love. You eat whatever is closest. That is the exact same tunnel. Same narrow focus, same bad trades, same fog. The only thing that changed is what ran short. So if you have ever lost yourself in a brutal week, you already know exactly what scarcity does to a mind. Money is just the version that lasts the longest. So let me take something off your shoulders. The easy story about money trouble is that it is a character flaw. You are lazy. You are bad with numbers. You have no discipline. But remember those farmers. They were the exact same people in both tests. Smart in October when the harvest money was in. Foggy in May when it was gone. Their intelligence did not drop. Their situation did. And the situation dragged the thinking down with it. And it gets crueler. The shame itself becomes one more worry in the tunnel. One more tab eating the bandwidth you need to dig out. So when you feel scattered and short-sighted while money is tight, that is not the real you failing. That is a normal brain doing exactly what scarcity does to every brain. You would not blame the farmers for losing 13 points, so stop blaming yourself for the exact same thing. And that is genuinely good news, because a situation is something you can change. A character flaw feels like something you are stuck with. So how do you fight back? You start by building a little slack. Slack is just room to breathe, a small gap between you and the edge. The single most powerful thing you can build is a tiny buffer fund, even a few $100s. If a few hundred feels impossible, start with $20 a week, moved automatically the day you get paid. The amount matters less than the habit. It will not make you rich. That is not its job. Its job is to take the emergency out of the emergency. And you do not need it fully funded to feel the effect. Even knowing it is growing, a little each week, quiets the part of your brain that is always bracing for the next disaster. When the car breaks and the buffer covers it, the tunnel never slams shut. You stay able to think. A buffer is not really about the money. It is about buying back the bandwidth that worry keeps stealing. Here is what surprised the researchers most. Giving people a bit of slack did not just help their finances. It measurably gave them back their focus. So make that buffer the first thing you fund before you try to fix anything else. It is what makes the rest possible. Then you widen the lens on purpose. Because you cannot trust a tunneled brain to make the big moves in the moment. Take the moment away. Automate the important things you keep neglecting. Set saving and the key bills to happen on their own. A small amount moved automatically, before you ever feel it, beats a big plan you are too drained to follow. Make the good choice the default, and the lazy choice the hard one. A tunneled brain will always take the path of least resistance, so build the path for it now. Put the important and not urgent on the calendar, the checkup, the renewal, the review of your money. Pull those things into a tunnel of their own, on a calm day, instead of leaving them in the dark. And do not wait until you feel calm and clear to set these up. You set them up precisely so that you do not have to be calm and clear later. And when it all feels like too much, do not try to fix everything. Pick the one next move that buys you the most breathing room. One more thing. When you are deep in the tunnel, borrow someone else's wider view. A friend outside your stress can often see the option you have gone blind to. That is not weakness. That is widening the lens. Start small and start today. One automatic transfer, one date on the calendar, one honest conversation about the numbers. Each one pulls a wall of the tunnel back. So here is the whole idea. Being short on money does not just shrink your options, it narrows your mind. Scarcity pulls you into a tunnel, taxes your bandwidth, and quietly pushes you toward the choices that keep you stuck. But the moment you build a little slack and widen the lens, your good thinking comes back. It was never really gone. If this gave you a kinder way to see your own money, subscribe. We fix the way you think about money, one trap at a time. I am Money Mike. I will see you in the next one.